Happy Wednesday and happy October, everyone. Today's class features the Christmas Classics stamp set and the Christmas Classics dies. We have 3 cards today. And remember, for the month of October, my classes are being done differently. So if you are not aware of what has changed for this month only, please view the link in the video description and it will explain everything. And it's only going to be for October, like I said. In November, I will go back to what I was doing previously with the kits because I will be settled into my new place. So for our first card, we've got our card panel here, which is basic gray. I'm going to fold and burnish that. And then I have this silver and white ribbon, which is just stunning. Love, love, love. And I'm going to go ahead and tie that around the front here. Now, if you don't want the ribbon on the inside of your panel, you can go ahead and cut another piece of cardstock and just have a single panel with the ribbon tied and then adhere it down to your card. Personally, it doesn't bother me, especially when the ribbon is this pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put down, and this is going to be held in place by our other layers that we're going to be putting down, so don't worry about it wiggling around. The next thing we want to do is take our cardstock that we have here, and we are going to create this beautiful layer. Grab my glue. Now, if you don't have this paper, no worries. You can use anything that you have. I like my classes to focus more on the bundle because that makes it versatile. So we'll go ahead and get that put down here. And we are going to adhere this with dimensionals, but first I want to go ahead and stamp my sentiment. And this little label is from the Autumn Leaves set. It is not from this Christmas Classics bundle. And I just needed something that was going to fit the front of the card. You could always hand cut this to go around your sentiment, whatever works easiest for you. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on my basic white piece here. And then I want to stamp the word wishes. It's only hard to open these on camera. In real red. I'm just going to see where I want to put it. I was going to stamp this directly onto the cardstock, but I think I want to put it all on the label. And then this piece is cut from the Christmas Classic dies, but I'm not going to use this whole label. I'm actually going to trim this off to put behind here. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and put it on the inside. Now you can use this side if you want. I'm just not sure if anyone's going to want to write on that. I'm kind of struggling between leaving it face up and writing on it or gluing it down. Well, apparently I'm leaving it face up because I was talking and not paying attention. So there's no struggle left, is there? It's so beautiful. I guess you could just stick a note in here, not actually write on the DSP. Just stunning. Okay. So we've got our inside done, and then let's go ahead and pop this up with some dimensionals. Now again, another great piece for foam sheets. But I am making this video before I place my next order, so my foam sheets are not here yet. And I'm just going to stick one in the middle here for good measure. And then I'll go ahead and put my panel down. Now, before you adhere this, just make sure that you have your ribbon where you want it, or if it needs to be, moved over at all. Another reason why it's not adhered down. Okay, I'm going to grab my snips here real quick. Trim these off. And then I'm simply just going to adhere this behind my sentiment and put it on my card. So I'm going to grab my seal. Hope that there's something left in it. And if you wanted to cut these down into different pieces, I'll show you what I mean here. Let's say I want to cut this off. Then I could kind of customize more where I wanted my little pieces to pop up. But you could leave it all one piece. Completely up to you. And we'll put some more dimensionals on so we can pop this up. And put that down on our card here. And then I am going to grab my ribbon shears and cut the ends of my bow. I want to make this loop a little smaller. And there we have it. Our first card. What do you think? I think that it's very crooked down here at the bottom. So one of the issues with sitting to do videos. There we go. It's one of those cards where the paper does a lot of the work for you. Okay, let's move on to card number 2. Move some of my stuff out of the way here. Okay, so for this card, I'm using a white card base, a basic white, thick basic white, to be specific, because I feel that works best for card bases when you're using white. And then I have a piece of Designer Series paper. And then I have taken some of our just regular basic white paper, and I've torn it in half to make little snowbanks. So that is going to be on the front of our card, but first we're going to put our panel down. And then we are going to decide which panel we want to stamp on. So I'm going to stamp on this one. I'm going to adhere this one flat. I really need to clean off the tip of my glue bottle here. And then I'm going to grab the piece I want to stamp on. And I am taking the Seasoned Greeting stamp. And I'm going to ink this up with Misty Moonlight. I've got to put my glasses down. Okay, and this is going to be popped up with dimensionals. Now you don't have to do that. Per usual, stuck my finger right in the ink pad and got it on my card front, but that's okay. It never fails. Dark ink, white paper, hot mess. Okay, I will go ahead and put this on dimensionals, and I will remove that ink once it's a little more dry with my sand eraser. Okay. So I'm just lining up the bottom edges and the sides there. So there we have that. And then I've got these two little bow pieces cut from Misty Moonlight that are going to go over here. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is get this goop off the top of my glue bottle. There we go. Okay, I'm going to put a little dab of glue over here where I want my first one. And then I'll put a little dab of glue here for my second one. And I totally don't mind that there are still pieces stuck in the die. I kind of like that look, but you can definitely pop them out if you don't like that. Then I am going to take this piece of ribbon and tie a bow. Okay, so let me grab my shears again so I can trim off this longer end and clean up this one. There we go. And then I'm just going to grab a glue dot to put this ribbon down. Does not want to stick down very well, so I'm going to do another glue dot. I think it's just because I tried to move it and got it all kind of wonky. There we go. Okay. And if you want to trim the ends of your ribbon even more, you can. And then for the embellishments on this card, I am going to use these gorgeous pearls. Grab my take your pick tool here. And we're going to use some pink ones. I just love the pink with this. I think it is so pretty. Got lost on my finger there. And there we go. Now again, ignore the blue ink on the front there. I will erase that after the video. But that's our second card. Again, the paper's doing most of the work for you. Thought that was really pretty. Okay, card number 3. So card number 3 is going to be more of a fun fold. Let's get out the pieces here. And all of the instructions for measurements are going to be in the PDF, so don't worry. This is a gatefold. And then we've got pieces of basic white and our DSP. So let me separate those out. So here I have the 2 pieces of DSP I am going to put on the front. Super pretty. And then we've got some a front panel, but the first thing I'm going to do is my inside real quick. So I've got this DSP piece here, and it looks like I may need to trim off just a teeny tiny bit. Otherwise, it is going to bump right into those folds and crease the paper. I will adjust that measurement on the PDF that you get with your order. So we've got that, and then I've got this smaller white piece here, which is just going to go on the inside like this so that you have a space to write. Okay, so let's go ahead and adhere our DSP to the little panels here. I think the other side is just stunning too. But I can only pick one side. So you're just going to want to do the borders even all the way around. Now, by all means, if you do have this paper and you're recreating this card, you choose your favorite side. You don't have to do exactly what I do. And of course, any paper will work with this design. So don't feel like you have to have the paper in order to complete the card. Okay, so we are going to want to layer our piece of DSP on top of this panel. And then there is ribbon here that we're going to tie around. I hope I have cut a long enough piece to tie a bow. If not, I will cut another piece. I think I should be okay though. For me, when I am putting ribbon on something and I need it to be stable, I put adhesive on the back so that, one, it helps me to get it to fit snug on my card panel. Now, some people may not need to do this, but it's easier for me. There we go. Normally I would use more ribbon than this, but I'm kind of trying to get myself used to tying with maybe just what I need and not half the spool. Okay. So there we have our ribbon tied around, and then you're going to want this die cut circle. Now you could punch the circle if you wanted to do that. And you could also use a different size circle. This is just one from the Stylish Shapes that fits the Peace on Earth sentiment. And I have stamped that in Misty Moonlight. And I am going to go ahead and put that on. That's not what I want. I want my dimensionals. I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one on the top and the bottom so that it can go around the ribbon here. And that will also kind of hold our ribbon in place on the front. So we have our panel here for the front. Now, we obviously do not want to adhere the entire panel down because then our card won't open. So we just want to adhere one side to the front of the card. So you can choose whichever side you like. It really doesn't matter. So I am just going to do this right side here. And just to make sure that I've kind of got it evenly centered. And then we are going to embellish this one with pearls as well. And for this one, I'm going to use these ones here that look like pretty peacock. Okay, so I'm just going to put one more on, maybe. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim down this ribbon edge here. And there we have our third card. So what do you think? So it just opens like this. Super pretty. Okay, so let's bring back in our other cards that we made. Move some of my mess out of the way here. So what do you think? I think that the Christmas Classics bundle is very versatile. The only thing we didn't use from the bundle was this label here, but again, you could either trim down a label that's already in the dies, you can hand cut one, many, many different options. So I hope you enjoyed these cards. Remember to check the video description for the changes for October, or you can visit my blog. That's also linked in the description so you know what has changed, what's different when you use the host code, etc. And if you have any questions regarding that, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions. I hope that you all have a fabulous rest of your week. Thanks. Bye.